UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of We Talk Too Much. I am Michael Boroff.
I'm Richard Catterjohn.
Rich, you guys don't understand how happy I am today. For the first time in almost a year.
It was over a year. Over a year, I got to see one of my best friends in the entire world in person. And I knew I embarrassed the hell out of you because you were behind the table. And I'm just like, no, bring it in, buddy. I know, Richard, it had nothing to do with COVID. He's like, no. I'm like, now come here. Come here. It really made my day. You had a good day today. Tell about it. Yeah, Mark over at Alter Ego brought back the swap meet today.
Yeah.
He hadn't had one because of COVID and other situations, but it was kind of cool to be able to set up and just sell some of my personal collection. I got rid of a few books, they've been just laying around here. I might actually try to pawn off some more of my books someday.
And it was nice for me because I didn't get to make Gem City, and walking into the swap meet with the tables and the vendors was like as close to a convention as I've been in over a year. And it was just like, and Richard, me and yours joke, the smaller the convention, the more I end up spending.
I know that's what I posted. Did you see the post on our Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yes, but
You could have at least warned me, you jerk. I could have at least sucked my gut in. I mean, come on, man. I was like, oh, look. I was like, oh, my God. Oh, man. But it was so good to see you. We got to see a couple of our friends. Kyle, her was there. I'm very happy. This was the first time in over a year I got to see Richard. And we would have done a show, but someone forgot his camera. You can tell it's been a while since we've done anything, Richard. You forgetting your camera is indicative of, being having to blow the dust off the camera case.
Yeah, I was loading up, I just had, a few long boxes, and threw them in the trunk of the car and stuff. And I was going to go back in, and I must have, I forgot one shorty and the camera case.
And here's a perfect example of how good me and Richard are friends and how well we know each other. I'm going through Richard's book, long boxes of back issues, 4 or 5 boxes, the entire box. I'm going through them. I start to pull out some Green Arrow books. And Richard had this look like, are you kidding me that you're pulling those ones out? Out of all the hundreds of books he had, I pulled these particular Green Arrow books out. And what did you say, Richard?
Don't buy them or don't pick them out, because I already saved a couple back, but they were signed.
So of an entire boxes of comic books, I pick out the ones that Richard had set aside for me that he had previously autographed. That I was like, really? But yeah,
it was Mike Grell. It was Mike Grell, the longbow series, wasn't it? The Green Arrow longbow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because this was a little bit of a collection that I just personally picked up just to buy one comic book out of. So I was just trying to get rid of some boxes,
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we didn't get to do a show last week, I think. Oh, you had a parade, didn't you?
Oh no, I went over McGuffey's 125th anniversary. There's a little town. There's a little town between here where I live in Lima that was celebrating their 125th anniversary, and the committee brought me on to do like a event video for them.
Because I
remember
remember
fireworks. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I remember because I was going to get a hold of you about doing a show last week, and I got on your Facebook page and I saw the pictures that you had posted from
the car show part, yeah.
From the car show, and I'm like, nope, he's busy.
Yeah, because I even mentioned, I go, fireworks starts at 9:30 or something like that. That was actually almost a message to you without telling you that I was going to. I go, oh, did I tell Mike that I was going to be doing this?
Nope. Oh man.
But it was a long day. That was a long day. I want to tell everybody that was a long day because I had to work over a little bit at the paper because I was running just a little behind that night, and I didn't get done until 5 a.m. And then I had to be over there by I think I got over there about 10:30, going on 11. So by 4 o'clock, I was actually crashed in the car. And when the sheriff's deputies came by and go, "Are you okay?" I go, "No." He goes, "Oh, that's right. You worked out the pay." He knew I worked at the paper that I was up all night.
In his defense, I mean, I love Ohio as much as the next Buckeye, but let's be honest, it's Ohio. That cop's first thought seeing you in your car was like, oh God, we got another OD. Oh, he's not gonna. Oh, please wake up. Like, all right.
No, I had the window down. I was just laying. I was just like sitting there.
But man, we've had quite a bit happen the last couple weeks. I mean, we've gotten a couple movie trailers.
Right.
Some of our favorite shows have actually had new episodes.
Yeah.
We got to mention first, Richard, the big topic of everybody's conversation the last couple of weeks, man. How about that Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah, it really brought out a lot out. So.
Oh man. And people are already, I think WandaVision was the one that really sparked it. But man, people are dissecting that trailer down to the microsecond.
Yeah, I want to do a quick shout out. Kimberly was watching. She left a message saying that she hadn't watched this forever. It seems like forever.
Hi, Kim. And she might not mention it, but I know she's watching. I wanted to say hi to my friend Jen. Hi, Jennifer. So, we have at least 2 people watching, Richard. 3 people. We keep forgetting to mention our FBI agent who's staked out and his job is to listen to us. Hope the family's doing good. But man, that trailer, and it was one of those ones, Richard, where it had first dropped, or I'd first seen it drop when I was at break on work, or when I was at work on break. And I'm like, nope, shutting the phone down. I don't want to see a second of this. On my phone, I have a big TV that I am going to watch this, and man, I was glued to that screen. That was just so much to pick apart of it, and even there's already been like a couple sites, I believe like the Nerdist has done one where they do a breakdown of the trailer.
Right.
And that was a lot to unpack. That trailer was a lot to unpack.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of, behind the, not behind the scene, but like preview of what might happen,
Yeah. And people are already making theories. Like the reigning theory right now is the whole thing with Doctor Strange is that it's not even actually Doctor Strange, it's Mephisto.
Yeah, I know. Everybody always goes there.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's like, oh, watching Scarlet Witch. Oh, it's Mephisto, not Mephisto. Loki. Oh, it's Mephisto, not Mephisto. Even What If? It's like, oh, no.
It might be there in What If. You never know eventually.
Yeah.
Whatever the tentacles are,
Which we'll get to What If in a second. We're behind a couple of episodes, but like the other theory, and I kind of followed this one. One of the end all best moments of that trailer was seeing Alfred Molina as Doc Ock when he said hello, Peter, oh my God. But the reigning theory is right now is that it's not the current the current Spider-Man. He's saying that too, that it could in fact be Tobey Maguire's
could be
Spider-Man, and it makes sense. How would Otto recognize Tom Holland's Spider-Man,
because everybody knows who he is.
which I'm still kind of pissed off about. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sure it'll work out in the end, but I mean, Nick Fury seriously owes Peter a solid. He owes him a favor. You know, he threw away his entire vacation to help, you know.
Yeah, but like I said, that's why he went to Doctor Strange, because he wanted everybody to forget. And then all of a sudden he says, "Oh, I don't want Mary Jane, I want Aunt May," and then that's what, So now, is that like teasing the multiverse with that, or did Loki actually create the multiverse and this happens, or where will this take place?
I'm betting, again, it's purely speculation. I'm betting that Loki opened the door, but what Doctor Strange does is what's making it affect the current MCU.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like before, there was, according to Loki, it was just the sacred timeline.
Well,
but he opened the door. He unlocked the door, and Doctor Strange opened it.
Well, then the last Spider movie must take place after the Loki series, then.
Oh, I wonder. Well, no, if you think about it, the Loki series takes place, well,
who knows?
Technically it took place during the first Avengers movie, because remember?
That's right, because
that's when he got the Tesseract and skedaddled out of there. So yeah, it would have taken place way before any of that.
Yeah, so the multiverse has been around for just a little bit then.
Possibly, but if we've learned anything from watching, if I've learned anything from watching Doctor Who, is when it comes to time, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. I mean, that's when Loki was plucked from that reality, but the effects of everything, God only knows when it, it could have been retroactive. It could have been,
True. Or just starting all over. That's why we get the Young Avengers.
Oh, I hope. Man, I'm still hopeful for that. But yeah, seeing Doc Ock, seeing a very familiar looking pumpkin bomb.
No.
Yeah.
Now, that was the little grains of sand off the side, Sandman.
That's one of the reigning theories. And then some of the stuff that's happening in the background, like there was a lightning bolt. Like, could that be Electro? Are we going to see Venom? Which that one I really highly doubt, because that one would have been really hard to hide.
Yeah,
especially with the new Venom movie coming out. I'm really doubtful for that one. Of course, that would make I'm gonna call it, Richard. I think that would make a great post-credit scene.
Yeah, I would think so too. Have him involved somehow, or Carnage or something.
Yeah, that would make a great post-credit scene. Is them introducing, Venom.
Well, they just renamed Sony's Spider-Verse, right? Didn't they call it Spider-Man something now instead of the SMOCHIFI or something?
Oh, yeah.
I'm making fun of Sony.
Yeah. Speaking of Sony, though, man, you want to talk about an awesome burn. Such a little Easter egg, and it's already blown up. But the coffee mug that Doctor Strange is holding, no Fox given.
No.
Oh, dude. I saw that, and I was like, shots fired.
But yeah, I can't wait. When is that released? That's like November, December, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you this, Richard. Me and a few friends are already planning something, because I did a Peter Parker cosplay. Remember, I think it was it Cincinnati, Richard, where I did Peter Parker from Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The casual sweatpants wearing. Okay, so you got me as casual sweatpants wearing Spider-Man. I have a friend who cosplays Thor, who wants to put together the Bro Thor. And now that we've seen Doctor Strange wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, we're going to call ourselves the Casual Avengers. Like, we might not be able to fight crime, but we're feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it comes out December the 17th so far.
Yeah. Another thing I saw recently, Richard, it wasn't so much a trailer, but it was for Ghostbusters Afterlife, where they had the entire cast, Paul Rudd and everybody, announcing the date for the movie. I can't remember if it got pushed back after they made this, but it was like the entire cast kind of, hey, we're going to be at theaters in November. Come see it at, the theaters are open again. It was more advertising, not the movie, but to see the movie at the movie theater.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it was like one of them little blurbs that was on Facebook or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been changing that schedule around too. It's, I don't know.
As long as it's still in 2021, I'll be happy. I can wait. I mean, we've waited, 20 some years for this one, so I can wait a couple more months. But they've been doing a lot more. They've been doing a lot more promotion of it. They've been releasing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Jason Reitman, Jason, Ivan's son, who's doing the movie. He's doing a lot. He's really using social media very well. He posted a picture here recently on his Instagram page. It was an outside shot of the actual firehouse.
Oh.
And people lost their goddamn minds. You know what I mean? It's like maybe he was just in New York, like, hey, here's the building, but no, people are going absolutely apeshit over it. So definitely looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, November 19th, I think, is the newest date.
Yeah, it's gonna
be here soon. It's gonna be here soon. It's hard to believe Halloween's almost here. You go to like the local Walmarts and stuff, they've had the the Halloween candy out for like 3 weeks now.
Spirit Halloweens are already sprouting up all over
Yeah.
I stopped in, actually it was just today. Gotta love Spirit Halloween, but you can tell that, they're just reopening, that they're not reopening, but they're just opening the stores because there were still a lot of empty shelves,
Right.
Like the inventory hadn't quite hit yet. I was kind of pissed, Richard, between me and you. I was kind of pissed because if anybody in the surrounding Ohio area has a Spirit Halloween, if you can confirm this for me, but there was an end cap, Richard. There was nothing on the end cap, but the header above it was for Avatar. Avatar. I don't know what you're selling, but I'm gonna buy it as soon as you put it on the shelves. I am kind of excited with you, Richard, because I looked up online at Spirit Halloween to see what they were selling, and they were advertised for kids, but they were the Aang temporary tattoos of the arrows.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yeah, just bring them on all over. I'm interested to see how those are going to work. But yeah, Halloween, man. I was like, yeah, here we are. We're finally getting adjusted to 2021. And it's like, yeah, it's almost over, dude.
Yeah, and things are changing already. Space has been canceled.
Oh no.
Yeah, Bob just didn't want to, take chances with it, so he decided to cancel them out.
I can't say I blame him. It's sad, but it is what it is. It's roller coastered, man. It's just, it was like we saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but unfortunately that light turned out to be the train coming towards us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of those Roadrunner cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we're still in talks. Cincinnati Comic Expo just released one of their latest guidelines.
Right.
And they will be requiring masks at the con.
Yeah.
Correct, right, Rich?
Yeah, yeah.
And Oh, after what you told me today, Richard, we're going to end up going.
I hope so.
Just for one, God, I was skeptical whether or not you were going to want to go, but when you told me who one of the guests was going to be, Richard, I'm like, oh, he's going to go. I mean, you can look it up on Facebook. All their guest announcements as of today. It's 2021. God only knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
Well, schedules change left and right because the movie productions are starting and stopping and stuff like that. So who knows what's going to happen?
But the one I know you're looking for, Richard, and when you told me you were going to go, when you were going to do it, I'm like, you let me know, and I will purchase that ticket too. The Geek Queen herself. We all bow before Her Majesty, Felicia Day. Oh man, Rich, I know you. I adore her. I know you love her unabashedly. I'm not embarrassing Richard here, man. She's fantastic.
It's gonna be cool because I know I was wanting to go down. She was at a book signing down in Cincinnati there after her book dropped. What was that? 2016, 17, whenever her book dropped. Yeah, and
I regret not going down there for that. I purchased the book. I read her book. That was a great book.
Yeah, I just didn't get a chance to go. I think I had like a class that night or something because I was in school when that was going on. So,
but she's just one of the many people that are going to be down here at Cincinnati. Certainly one of the. Oh no, Richard. While I'm thinking about it, the other one that I'm really looking forward to, Richard, is Tom Cavanaugh.
No,
Tom Cavanaugh is going to be there, man. And I'm not even calling him Zoom, man. Harrison Wells. No, man. Tom Cavanaugh. I'm not going there for Harrison Wells. I'm not going there for Zoom. I'm going there for Tom Cavanaugh. I love that man. He is. And you know what I just found out, Richard? Just a few weeks ago, he directed the season finale of Superman and Lois.
Oh, really?
I was like, how did I miss that? Because it was on one of the Superman Facebook page, the Superman and Lois Facebook page that I follow. They showed pictures, behind the scene pictures of him directing the episode. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I read it, and I'm like, oh my God, that explains why it was so brilliant. Oh, he's good. I know he directed a lot of the really good Flash episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it didn't really come to that big of a surprise. Oh, speaking of the CW, small little segue. They made the announcement that the next crossover in the CW is not going to be a Crisis. It's going to be our Armageddon.
Yeah.
And they've already announced that Flash, Supergirl.
It's the first 5 episodes of Flash.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a crossover. It's like a event series, but it's the first 5 episodes.
Right.
But they're bringing back other characters from other series. So.
Yeah. The Legends are actually going to be there. They were very sadly missed, during one of the, the last Crisis. I mean, we had Sarah, but so yeah, at least this time it's going to be hopefully not like another time travel, I'm wondering what it's going to be because I remember a couple miniseries, Richard, from the DC universe, the comic books of Armageddon, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be anything to do with that. Because remember, Armageddon was the one crossover book where it turned out to be, it was like a monarch from the future.
Yeah, and it was Captain Atom, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was Hawk. Yeah, that's right.
It was Hawk.
Well, originally it was supposed to be Captain Atom, and then they changed their mind, didn't they?
And this was pre-internet, but it was going to be Captain Atom, but I guess there was too much hype amongst the comic book. I mean, just like word of mouth. that too many people were expecting it to be Captain Atom, so they were like, "Ha, we got you. It's Hawk." You guys know Hawk. Remember Hawk? Hawk and Dove? You know.
The one that just blew up?
Yeah. Oh, okay, man. If you're going to bring it up, let's go right into it, man. Titans has been... Season 3 is, again, holding the standard, man. It is fantastic. And, dude, you thought they were adult-based on the DC? Oh, my God, man. Look, I've been... Dude, that is as real-world DC as you could possibly get, man. I got to say, the one thing that bugs me, though, Richard, though, I'm still not the biggest fan of who they have cast as Batman. I just don't feel him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know who he actually reminds me of, Richard? I started rewatching Psych. Sean and Gus, you know, the psychic detective.
Right, yeah.
Corbin Burnson, who played his dad, who's well-known LA Law, the Major League movies. The first episode of Psych that I rewatched, when I saw Corbin Burnson, I'm like, oh my God, they could have gotten Corbin Burnson to play Bruce Wayne, because the dude looks just like him, like they could be brothers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now I can't unsee it, Richard. I'm watching Titans and I see Corbin Burnson. Like, I'm expecting Sean to come out, you know, the Batcave, you know, with his finger to his temple with a pineapple in his hand going, I know where the Joker's at. But other than that, oh, man. The way they're handling Jason Todd and the Red Hood for that universe.
Right.
Brilliant. We got to see, this season, we got to see the first of Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Commissioner Barbara Gordon. I like that. And boy, they really did make sure that they weren't going to do like the comic books did and figure out a MacGuffin to get her out of the chair. Remember, you know, because some of my favorite Barbara Gordon stories were her as Oracle when she was, you know, just after the Joker had shot her and she was, you know, in the wheelchair.
Right.
And then when the New 52 started, you know, it's like, we put this miraculous microchip in her and, you know, she's back to being Batgirl. That ain't happening to Barbara Gordon in Titans. It took me a minute, Richard. I'm looking at her. I'm like, something's weird. I'm not. Oh, she's only got one leg. Well, okay. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I knew about that. Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we're not going to go down that route. But man, I loved her interaction with Dick. Snicker. Sorry, I'm a grown man. But I loved her interaction with Dick, and I loved her interaction when her and Dick and Bruce sat down. Barbara was pulling no punches. You're an asshole. You're getting kids killed. And Dick's like, wait a minute, time out. This, you know, it's not why I had you come and talk to him.
Yeah, I really liked the interaction between, because I know, like, when they were going into the bank, you know, she trusted him and everything, and then things didn't quite go the way it was supposed to be, you know.
Yeah.
Remember, spoilers. We always talk spoilers, people.
Yeah. But I gotta say, the thing that I really appreciated about the guy they got to play Jason Todd, and not only who they got to play him, the cast is perfect. They got to play him, but their portrayal of Jason Todd was, he was an arrogant little asshole. And he was an arrogant little asshole in the comic books. And man, they really nailed it with him in Titans.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. You know, like you said, the Batman's a little weak, but I think it works. You know.
We're definitely seeing the Batman at the, I feel, at the end of his career.
Yeah, because did he kill the Joker? Or are they just alluding to that, or what really happened?
Man, as far as I know, he flat out killed the Joker.
So he snapped his neck just like in the comic book there, remember?
I think so.
Huh.
They didn't go into details, but I mean, like a few of the things where they announced, on the news on the show was that Batman flat out killed the Joker. Well, I do have to say though, as a comic book fan, when it was revealed that we knew. I mean,
Right.
Anybody can read a comic book, we knew it was Jason Todd. But as soon as you saw Red Hood, I was like Lazarus Pit.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised though. I was really betting, and I was wrong. I was really betting that it was going to have been Bruce that took him to a Lazarus Pit.
Oh.
Which is why he was kind of like nonchalant about it, where he wasn't showing any emotion. But no, it wasn't. Bruce wasn't responsible for that. That one actually kind of surprised me a little bit. I really like.
Oh,
I really like the way they're handling Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I really like their portrayal of Scarecrow and Titans.
Yeah, he seems like a little bit of like I don't know, one of those cold-hearted psycho planners type people. You know, is what he really is. So
he seems more organized. It wasn't just about fear gas to make people afraid. He's very manipulative and he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Which is something we don't see a whole lot in Scarecrow. It's mostly, just like, I made a fear toxin that makes people scared. We're seeing just how brilliant that, Jonathan Crane can be. And his masterful manipulation of both Dick and Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we saw the end. I was really bummed, Richard, to see Hawk get blown up, man. I liked Hawk. I like the actor that plays Hawk. For those of you who don't know, that he was actually Arthur Curry in Smallville.
Oh, yeah.
But man, dude, that scene where Connor comes speed racing up the stairs with the not the cure, but the way to fix the bomb in Hank's chest. But man, that scene was brilliantly filmed. When they show him entering the room at the exact moment the bomb goes off, and you see the fire just encompass him, and the bomb itself isn't phasing him. He is so focused on Hank. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then after everything clears out, you just see Crypto come walking past and, nuzzles up next to Connor. It's like, oh, man, that was so good.
Yeah. The production is really good this season,
Yeah.
I was really surprised that they actually put as much money as they did into the series, because it seems like the other two had a well budget. So at least they kept it going, especially on it's on HBO Max now. So I could see them wanting to keep the level to a not quite theatrical, but you know what I mean. It's just a higher set standard or whatever.
Yeah. I really like how they're handling Connor too, that he's not just the clone of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
They're fleshing him out quite a bit. I mean, Dick gave him the responsibility of figuring out how to. He's not just a brawn. You know what I mean? He's not just like muscle and a clone of Superman. He's smart. He's not just a two-dimensional character in Titans.
Right.
That I really liked seeing them utilize him to his full potential. Beast Boy's been really good. I really like what they're doing with Corey.
Right, yeah.
That whole interaction with her sister was really good.
Oh, Rodney just posted. He says, "Hey nerds, we're starting to watch Titans last week and we were loving it."
We did say spoiler alert, didn't we, Richard? Oh man, and then when Green Arrow came flying in, no, I'm kidding.
He probably binged watched all what is it, 5 episodes? Well, they dropped 3 of the first week, so what are we up 5 or 6 this? Something like that.
I think we're at. I want to say we were at 5 this week and might push it to 6.
Oh, he says, I don't care. I'm not one of those. Talk away.
Oh, but man, Ronnie, you are in for a treat. Legitimately, when Titans first started, I was hopeful. I wasn't gonna, like, oh, this is gonna suck. It looked really good, man. It has yet to disappoint. It is a solid in my opinion, one of the best DC shows. And you know what it does, Richard? It makes me wonder what kind of shows we could have seen, like out of Arrow, had it been not on the CW, but in a more grown-up, mature setting. Like, you can't tell me Diggle and Oliver wouldn't have dropped the F-bomb quite a few times.
Yeah, this is your Teen Titans Go,
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah. Enjoying it very much. For a while, Richard, remember when we were even skeptical? After the big change between DC Universe and HBO Max was like, oh man, are we even going to get another season of Titans?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it has knocked it out of the park. So good. I'm interested to see if they pull it in a direction of Dick actually taking up the Batman mantle, even if it was like in the comic books, it was just temporarily, but to see if they go down that route with Dick and the Titans.
Yeah, I don't know. It would work, but right at the moment, I think the way Dick is right now, I don't think the whole character would work right.
Right.
Because he really wanted to be his own, and he didn't think he could step in the cow. Isn't that what he was kind of talking about there when he was telling Jason about what's going on? So, of course, then he's got to come back because Tim's around now. So maybe Tim will become a new Robin for the other Batman, And
that was a nice little touch they did too. It was a nice little Easter egg, and it was also showed just how much of a Dick Bruce could be, because did you notice that the list of people that Red Hood was going after were potential future Robins, and there was a lot of very familiar names.
Oh yeah.
We saw Spoiler. She was, one of those. Yeah, it was Jason had his list, and that was a nice little twist. It wasn't just Jason going after, like the big mob bosses and everything, but yeah, Titans has been really good. We mentioned something. It reminded me earlier, Richard, when we were talking about Spider-Man, when Peter had made it wasn't a wish, but when Doctor Strange was doing the spell to have everybody, when Doctor Strange was doing the spell to have everybody forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, and Peter's like, "Well, wait a minute, no, I want Mary Jane to remember," and I want, it was like he screwed up the wish. It reminded me of Stargirl, Richard, when they showed the Johnny Thunderbolt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because remember, that was great too, and it took me a minute to realize that was Ethan Embry as John. Oh my God, I was like, looked so completely different. But to have what was the genie's name again, Richard? Was it Johnny? Was Johnny Thunderbolt the genie?
No, Johnny Thunderbolt was the actual character.
Right. That's what I thought. But I liked how, and it stayed faithful to the comic books, how you had to be very careful about the wish.
Right.
And they had the entire team together on the white dry erase board. All right, wait a minute. Okay. Nope, can't word it like that because he could do this. And nope, can't just say the shade because he might make it a lampshade, when they were going through making sure that the wish was dead solid perfect.
Oh, Rodney posted, we watched the Donna Choi episode last night. It's a fun rediscovering Teen Titans stuff from the comics, like her being a photographer. Completely forgot about that. I stopped reading Titans long ago.
Here's what I think really helps Titans. I really believe that the creative team behind Titans are fans of Titans.
Could be, yeah.
Because there's so many small little nods that you would have to have been a fan to know. I mean, even the little thing about Jason going through the list of potential Robins. To anybody who wasn't really super familiar with the comic books, that was just a list. But to people who know the history like we do, we knew those names. And was like, So I really do. It really feels like the creative team behind Titans are either fans of Titans or are really working hand in hand with people who know Titans.
Yeah, it really has that feel. I'm really happy that it's that accurate. But it's what I like about it. It's like new stories.
Yes,
it's similar stories, but yet different. Which makes it work, I think. And I think they're taking the elements that they need and putting it together to actually make it work into a cohesive series.
Right. Because think about it. There was no way within the Titans universe for them to have redid the Death in the Family storyline.
Right.
The whole Joker is an ambassador to this country and has diplomatic immunity, and the whole thing take place. No, that could not have worked at all. But they still, they still had a nice little tie-in with the Joker killing Jason with the crowbar.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you said, they're fresh original stories, but still tie in enough to give fans like us a nice little nod.
Yeah. I just hope they decide after this that the ratings is good enough or the viewership is good enough that they will actually do a fourth season.
Oh, I hope so. There is so much potential, especially like you said, if they're keeping it fresh, not rehashing old storylines.
Yeah.
But
I know, like you said, with the production costs and stuff, though, sometimes these series don't last much after 3.
Yeah. I mean, it was a production value that was one of the big reasons why Swamp Thing only made it to 1 season.
Yeah.
It's like, it was really good, but man, I heard it was like really expensive to make.
Yeah, I know that DC Universe app whole thing, we enjoyed it. I remember you and me talking about that we enjoyed it, but I kind of like that they did move it over to HBO Max to give it a little more breathing room and a whole bit larger audience. So hopefully that it really does work and not trying to squeeze it on CW and make it too campy where it might turn into like Flash or Supergirl,
Yeah.
But Stargirl is doing really great on CW.
Yes. And the great thing about Stargirl being on CW is especially being it's a younger team. Granted, the Titans are a younger team, but these are still high school kids. That environment really, the CW type environment really works well for Stargirl. We don't need to see heads being lopped off, and we don't need, Wildcat dropping the F-bomb every other day. That show works very well in that environment, and it's been very good.
Yeah, this second season, like you said, we get to see Green Lantern's daughter.
And it was confirmed that it is Jade.
Yeah.
And that I like how they handled it too, because it gave her a reason to show up, but it was a logical explanation as to why she wouldn't hang around. She's going to go look for her brother.
Right.
It worked.
Yeah, and his name accurate to the comics too. So, you know.
Yeah, top. Yeah. I like how they're handling the shade.
Yeah.
That was a nice little twist, you know, especially with everything going on with Eclipso. It was a great misdirection where you think Shade is going to be, you know, the big bad, but it's like he's not a good guy, but he's still they're still working towards the same goals.
Right.
The removal of the Black Diamond.
And just like this last week's episode where the sports parents stop in, they break out of prison so they can watch your daughter try out.
That was great. And I really believed them too. When they said they broke out just to see the tryouts and they were going to go back, I like legitimately believed them. and the interactions between both of the moms, you know, it's just like, oh, we both hate each other. But then they had that great like 90s, not rom-com moment, but it was like when they said the same thing at the same time regarding their individual daughters. They were like, hey.
Yeah, I the one that plays Flash, the like the Earth 2 Flash from the Flash series is going to be on soon.
Oh yeah, John,
I can't wait to see that. Huh?
John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah. I went blank on the name. Yeah, he was, because he's crossing over. Supposedly, that's that Earth now, or there's a Flash, and he's playing that Flash or whatever. So.
Oh, I hope.
And then we go from there. You know, we got Stargirl and stuff, and then we got new episodes of Legends.
Oh, love it, man. Go back to the old episodes, man. Everybody will hear how I love Legends, and this season has been on par. Legends just don't give a damn. They will be as silly and as campy as they want and still make it work. The bowling alley episode, Richard.
Definitely.
that was amazing. That was so much fun. An entire episode in a space bowling alley. On paper, it looks ridiculous. They pulled it off. And he legitimately made the Earth a bowling ball. Like when they showed the thumb going down, I was like, oh my God, they made the Earth a bowling ball.
Yeah, Rodney says, have a good night, guys. Gotta bounce. Keep up the good work. Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Have a good night.
Talking to you, Rodney. Legends is just balls out fun.
Literally.
Yeah.
The Earth as a bowling ball. The Earth as a bowling ball. We got to mention that. That was just hilarious, you know.
Yeah. They come across these, the galactic beings that turn the Earth into a bowling ball, and
Zara and what's his name had to be right there too. Right where the finger holes were.
Zari and Nate.
Yeah, what's the coincidence is that happening, you know?
Yeah. Everything with Mick. God damn, man. I love me some Mick Rory. And I like that they're letting him as an actor expand a little bit. You know, it's like he's always been great, but they're showing a little bit that he can do the comedy. And that moment where he was confessing how he feels to the alien mother of his babies, it was a nice little nod, because when he said how much that he hadn't stopped thinking about her, when they showed Sarah looking over at Ava, it was like genuine pride. They're like, oh, our baby's growing up, you know.
That was so wild. The aliens coming out of his nose.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh. And seeing him with the hair. Oh, that was unsettling. As a bald man, I understand now what my friends go through when they see me wear a wig. I never understood it before, but seeing Mick wearing that wig, I was just like, oh, that's unsettling.
Yeah, I think they're going in a good direction with that series, you know.
Yeah. Supergirl, I gotta say, we've gotten a few new episodes of this last season. Not bad.
No.
They've been getting better, but like you said, Richard, it's like you can tell they know the end is coming.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, well, it's kind of bittersweet, is what I was saying. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, we know the series is done, and because we know they filmed their last episode. What was it, like 2 weeks ago or something like that?
Yeah.
But it's one of them things.
Oh man, it's been enjoyable. Another thing, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I wanted to mention it was on Netflix, the animated movie Witcher, Tales of the Wolf, the animated show that shows a young Vesemir. That was really good.
Cool.
I really recommend that one. For people who really know the book like I do, if you just take yourself out of it for a second, this is what's taking place in the Witcher show universe. But it was an animated movie that focused on the character Vesemir, who was one of the older Witchers who trained Geralt in both the movie, the book. It was really good. Solid animation, good story. I that one I really enjoyed that one. That was really good.
That's cool. Of course, another animated series dropped while we was on break.
Refresh my memory.
What if?
Oh, what if? Jesus Christ, Rick! I apologize. I dropped the ball.
Exactly what we was going to talk about tonight.
Oh my God! I legitimately thought we had. I don't. We talked about the first couple episodes, didn't we, Richard? We were able to talk about.
I think we started with like episode 1. I think that was the last time we did an episode. We've been gone for a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, let's see the next issue. The next episode, we got to see what if T'Challa was taken by the Ravagers instead of Peter Quill. We got to see what happened if he became Star-Lord.
All right. Yeah.
That was fun.
And to see the Ravagers the way they were in there, that was really cool,
I loved the episode, but so far that was the one that I had the hardest time really accepting. Was just, T'Challa is amazing. He's charismatic. But man, when I saw that he was able to talk Thanos out of, his whole Infinity Gauntlet plan, I was like, I'll let it go. It was still enjoyable, but it was a fun. It was a fun little nod. How go ahead, Rick.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say it was a fun little nod where they had everybody still kind of poking fun at Thanos for his plan of, wiping out half the universe. Like, oh, it makes sense. It's still genocide,
And this last episode with Doctor Strange, that was dark.
Wait a minute. Don't you dare skip over my favorite one so far, though.
Oh.
Oh, man. The one about what if the Avengers were picked off before they had a chance to become a team. All I'm going to say is do not underestimate Ant-Man. Marvel wrote it. It's canon. He could take you all down. And that whole thing he did with taking down the Hulk, that whole joke that everybody was making about Ant-Man crying up Thanos' butt and blowing up, wrong, but still could have been it. He still could have done it. The idea of him shrinking microscopically and then using the enlarging disc to blow up Hulk. Oh my God, that was, dude. He took them all down. Hank, old Ant-Man, old man Ant-Man took them all down. Yep. Respect the Ant-Man. And I thought it was kind of cool, though, that it showed his encompassing both the Ant-Man and the Yellow Jacket technology.
Right.
Because a friend of mine, because I made a joke to a friend of mine, is like, that's one of my next cosplays I want to do, is I want to do the Ant Yellow Jacket Man cosplay. But he did, man. He took everybody down. That was, oh. But I'm Ant-Man, so that one, you know, tickled me. I like that they got oh my God, they even got Michael Douglas to do Hank's voice. Like, oh my God, that was great. But yeah, this last one, Richard, this last week's episode with Doctor Strange. Wow. Yeah, dude, dark. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that episode really showed that there's something going on behind the scenes with all the episodes. I really think there's something else going on.
Yeah, that they're not as randomly apart as we initially thought, that there might be a common thread that's linking them all together. Not just the Watcher, but, you know, that there's something going on.
Yeah, I just wondered now that will have to do with any of the series somehow, or the movies somehow, you know, like with Doctor Strange or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we did see about the multiverses in Loki, but I just think there's something else going on. So that, because like Doctor Strange is going to have, you know, America Chavez in it, so you never know where they're going to go. Yeah. And who knows with Spider-Man? You know, the trailer showed, you know, multiple things going on. You never know, you know. So
yeah, What If has been spectacular. I'm still really impressed by their animation style, that they've seemed to really distance themselves, animated style, away from the other Marvel or Disney, Pixar style of animation.
Yeah.
And I think that style of animation, being as different as it is from everything else they've done, really works well for What If, because it really makes you separate it from everything else.
Yes. It really has its own look compared to, like you were saying, compared to everything else. Which, like I said, that Doctor Strange episode was really dark. And I mean, literally dark, because, you know, when he was starting to go evil, you could see everything get darker around him and everything. So I love how they use the color, the tones, and everything, you know.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who are really diehard Doctor Strange fans that were really shook after that episode. Like that was heartbreaking. That was a really sad one. Oh
yeah. I just how many episodes are in this series of that? Are we going to get like 16 episodes, like most animated stuff from them, or what?
I don't honestly, Richard. I was going to ask you that because I don't remember, because we always talk about with the like the shows in general, keeping it compact and tight, you know. But this one, you know, it's not a linear story, you know, where it's a beginning and an end. They're all individual stories. This one can run as long as they want. As long as the stories are there, you know.
Yeah, hopefully they can just do anything, you know, because I know, because I think most of the rights are available for animation except for X-Men, right?
I think so.
The X-Men animation rights are still held up with whatever deal they had with the last company that Fox dealt with, I think. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's still fun, and they're fun to watch. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah. TV movie wise, Richard, you think of anything else we haven't talked about for a while?
Let's try to figure out if there was anything else. I know, like on HBO Max, they had that sci-fi thriller that was like that old 90s sci-fi with what's his name? But I think we talked about that the last time, though, didn't we? With Hugh Jackman in it, right? Wasn't Hugh Jackman in it?
Oh yeah, Reminiscent.
Yeah, with where they go in the mines and see the memories and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty cool on HBO Max. But I know I didn't get a chance to go see the newest Marvel movie yet, so we're not talking about that.
No, haven't gotten to see that one yet. This is Saturday.
Yeah, work. You and me both have work schedules like crazy on Fridays.
Hey, I had the choice between hanging out and talking to you or going to the movie. You saw what I chose, and I regret nothing. I'm hearing some good reviews about it, though.
Yeah,
I am hearing very good reviews about it. Even people who, again, aren't familiar with the character. I mean, much like, like hardly anybody when Guardians of the Galaxy was announced, it was just like, really? You're going to do a movie on them? But it worked, and it turned out to be one of their biggest successes. It seems like this is going that same route, too.
Yeah, I hope next week we might be able to talk about that if we have a show. So
yeah. Before we go, Rich, because we got to wrap it up here real quick. There was one comic book I wanted to talk about, one I've been looking forward to for a long time. DC's Superman 78, which takes place within the Superman, the movie with Christopher Reeves universe. This is pretty much the stories that take place after the movies. I absolutely love it. As you can kind of see, they even, there's a little, they even kept them faithful to like Margot Kidder and Gene Hackman and Christopher Reeves. I got to admit, Richard, as I was reading the comic book, I was reading it in all of their voices. And if you are a big fan of the Superman the movie, I can't recommend this book enough. These are the sequels to those movies that we've been missing for decades. I really enjoy them, and the small, it's DC, so they got to do the small little Easter eggs here and there. At the Schuster station, they even got him looking like he was, running down the alley like from the movie. So yeah, I really recommend that one. There's been a lot of really good books out here lately. Speaking of which, Richard, a comic book I happened to pick up today from you.
Yep, that's our anthology from Twilight Star Studios. Yep. Gary Church put that one together. It's an anthology, but it's got like 7 pages of my story, or six pages from my upcoming book that's going to be next year, I hope. So. Yep.
Fingers crossed with the world the way it is. So, Rich, anything else from you? Anything you want to?
No, we touch bases on most anything. Hopefully we'll get some more series on CW because they're wrapping up this weird. It was weird. Like we got 2 summer seasons squeezed together this year.
Yeah,
because they had an early one and a late one.
So, all right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening and or watching. Richard, for anybody that's just tuning in or maybe the first episode, where can they find everything of us?
Just go over to undergroundvideonetwork.com. That's where you'll find our UVN Plus video archive of over 800 episodes from the last 18 years. And find the linkies to all our socials.
So, on behalf of myself, Michael Boroff, and my good friend Richard Cowjohn, we hope everybody's staying safe, healthy, and we hope to see you at a comic book store or a convention real soon. If you would kindly, Richard, please.